You're lying to yourself. Every time you tell yourself that good women are rare, that dating is rigged against you, that modern women have impossible standards, you're making excuses for your own weakness. The truth: women aren't the problem. You are. Look around. Everywhere you go, malls, gyms, social events, even the grocery store, there are women. Millions of them. Yet somehow, you've convinced yourself that they're scarce. That getting a high-quality woman is like winning the lottery. But it's not. It's just that you aren't the man they want. This is where most men stay stuck. They blame society, feminism, social media, dating apps, anything but the one thing they actually control: themselves. Meanwhile, a small percentage of men, less attractive than you, less talented than you, effortlessly attract women. Why? Because they understand the game, and you don't. Every second you waste believing in scarcity, you make yourself weaker. You act desperate, you chase, you overvalue any female attention you get, and women sense it. They can smell insecurity from a mile away. And when they do, they run. But here's what no one told you. You were programmed to be this way. From the moment you were born, you were fed a lie: that women are some rare, mythical prize that you have to chase, impress, and win over. That if you just be nice and wait your turn, you'll eventually get what you deserve. But look at your life. Has that worked? The real question isn't, where are all the good women? It's, why don't they want you? And if that question makes you uncomfortable, good. That means this video is exactly what you need. Because today, we're ripping that weak mindset out of you. By the end of this, you'll never see women, or yourself, the same way again. This is Man-to-Man Code, the only place where men hear the truth, not comforting lies. This isn't for everyone. It's for men ready to wake up, level up, and dominate. If that's you, keep watching. If not, stay stuck. The choice is yours. Step 1. Kill the scarcity illusion. You think women are rare? That's because you've built your entire reality around a lie. You walk through life with blinders on, convinced that finding a beautiful, high-quality woman is like hitting the jackpot. But here's the truth: they are everywhere. The problem isn't a lack of women. The problem is you don't know how to see them. Look around. Walk through any major city. Go to a mall, a gym, a high-end lounge. Women are all over the place. And yet, most men act like there's some precious, mythical resource that's running out. That's why you cling to the first girl who shows you a little attention. That's why you overanalyze every text, every glance, every interaction, like it's the last one you'll ever get. This is scarcity mentality. And the more you believe it, the more desperate you become. Women can sense this energy immediately. They know when a man is starving for validation, when he sees them as his only shot at happiness. And you know what that does? It repels them. Because here's the uncomfortable reality: women don't want a man who acts like they're rare. They want a man who expects to have options. A man who moves through the world knowing that if one woman isn't interested, another one will be. Think about the guys who effortlessly attract women. Are they obsessing over every interaction? Are they treating every date like it's life or death? No. They have a next mentality. If she's not interested, next. If she flakes, next. If she plays games, next. Because they understand something you don't: women are not scarce. So here's what you need to do. Start seeing abundance. Change your environment. Put yourself in places where high-quality women already exist. Stop limiting yourself to the same social circles, the same dead-end routines. Expand your world, And you'll realize what should have been obvious from the start: the ocean never runs out of fish. But even if you're surrounded by women, none of this matters unless you change how you see yourself. And that's where most men fail. Because no matter how many opportunities you have, if you still think like a desperate man, you'll always lose. Step 2. Flip your mindset. Women choose men of value. Let's get one thing straight. Women don't choose the guy who wants them the most. They don't pick the guy who texts back instantly, who showers them with compliments, who waits around hoping to be noticed. They choose the man who stands out. The man who brings something to the table. The man other people respect. But here's where most men screw up. They think effort equals attraction. They believe that if they just try harder, send more texts, buy more gifts, act more available, then eventually she'll realize how nice they are and choose them. But let's be real. Has that ever worked for you? Look at the men women chase. The ones who always seem to have options. Are they begging for attention? Are they waiting around for a woman to notice them? No. They're too busy being men of value. They're athletes, entrepreneurs, musicians, leaders. Guys who have built themselves into something worth chasing. Women don't flock to them because they're nice. They flock to them because they're rare. And that's the shift you need to make. Stop chasing, start improving. Because the truth is, women don't care how much you like them. They care who you are. If you want to flip the game in your favor, you need to focus on 3 things. 1. Fitness. Build a body that commands respect. When you walk into a room, people should feel your presence. Women are wired to respond to strength, physically, mentally, emotionally. If you look soft, you'll be treated like you're soft. 2. Finance. Success isn't just about money, it's about status. It's about being a man with purpose, with ambition. Women respect men who control their world, who don't live paycheck to paycheck, who are building something bigger than themselves. 3. Frame. This is the most important part. Stop overvaluing their attention. If a woman texts you back, great. If she doesn't, who cares? You should be so focused on your mission that you don't have time to stress over one girl's response. The second you stop acting like women are the prize and start becoming the prize, everything changes. You won't have to chase, because women will feel your value before you even say a word. Now that you're building value, here's how to start seeing real results fast. Because just improving yourself isn't enough. You need to make sure people see it. Step 3. Exposure and social proof. Multiply your options. If you only interact with the same 3 women in your life, your coworker, your gym crush, and that girl who barely replies to your texts, of course you think women are rare. You've trapped yourself in a small, dead-end reality where your options are limited. And because of that, you're making the worst mistake possible. Overvaluing women who aren't even interested in you. This is why so many guys act desperate. They have so few options that when a woman gives them even the slightest bit of attention, they cling to it like their life depends on it. But here's what you don't realize. The men who always have options keep getting more options. Ever noticed how the guy who's already dating a beautiful woman keeps attracting more women? It's not a coincidence. It's social proof in action. Women are wired to want what other women already find desirable. If a high-value woman is interested in you, other women assume you must have something valuable about you. That's why celebrities, athletes, and high-status men never struggle for female attention. Their value is already proven. Meanwhile, the guy who sits at home, rarely interacts with women, and never expands his social circle? He's invisible. No one is talking about him. No one is seeing him. And because of that, no one wants him. You need to expose yourself to abundance. This isn't just about meeting more women. It's about creating a presence where women naturally exist. You should be in places where high-quality women expect to find high-quality men. That means social events, high-end gyms, lounges, business networks. Anywhere that puts you in the right environment. And here's a strategy most men are too afraid to use. Be seen with attractive women. You don't have to be dating them. Just being in their social circles, interacting with them, and treating them as equals will automatically make other women take notice. Women assume that if beautiful women respect you, you must be worth something. It's how the game works. Because in reality, attraction isn't just about looks or money, it's about perceived status. If you position yourself as a man of value, the game starts playing in your favor. You won't have to chase. You won't have to convince women to like you. They'll already see that other women do, and that's all they need to know. But even with options, there's one thing that separates the high-value men from the ones who still lose. It's not their looks. It's not their money. It's their ability to detach. Because no matter how many women you attract, if you don't control your emotions, you'll always be a slave to their attention. Step 4. Detach and play the long game. Here's the harsh reality. The men who care the least win the most. The ones who aren't desperate for attention, who aren't constantly checking their phones, who don't make women the center of their world, those are the men women chase. Meanwhile, the guys who overinvest, overthink, and overvalue every interaction, they get played, ghosted, and ignored. Every single time. Look around. Think of the men who always seem to have options. They're never the ones who are too eager. They're not the guys waiting by their phones, analyzing every message, or bending over backward to prove they're worthy. No, they're too busy winning at life. They have a mission, a purpose, something bigger than women. And that's exactly what makes them magnetic. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. The moment a woman senses you need her, she loses interest. The second she realizes you're putting her above your purpose, you become just another guy fighting for her validation. And she's already seen 1,000 men like that before. But when a man has options, ambition, and purpose, that's when he becomes dangerous. That's when he moves with calm confidence. Because he knows that whether a woman stays or goes, it doesn't change a damn thing about his life. This is where most men fail. They let a woman's attention define their worth. If she texts back, they feel on top of the world. If she pulls away, they spiral into self-doubt. This is weak. Because the truth is, if you let a woman control your emotions, she controls you. You need to flip the script. Detach from the outcome. Stop making every interaction a make-or-break moment. Stop viewing women as your end goal. When you treat attraction like a game, when you play to win but aren't afraid to lose, you become untouchable. And if she leaves, next. If she plays games, next. If she isn't adding value to your life, next. Because the second you start believing in abundance, you stop tolerating nonsense. And that's the difference between men who are chased and men who are forgotten. One moves like he already has everything he needs. The other moves like he's constantly searching for approval. Which one do you think women want? By now, you should understand something critical. Women aren't scarce. Confidence isn't optional. And desperation is a death sentence. But if you truly want to stand out, if you want to make sure you never fall into this weak, scarcity-based thinking again, there's one last thing you need to hear. Most men won't change. That's the cold truth. They'll watch a video like this, nod their heads, maybe even feel a spark of motivation, but by tomorrow, they'll be right back where they started. Scrolling, simping, chasing, making the same mistakes, and wondering why nothing ever changes. Because that's what weak men do. They consume, they fantasize, they wait. And while they wait, the world moves forward without them. Women move on. Opportunities disappear. Time runs out. And before they know it, they're sitting in the same spot years from now, bitter, frustrated, and alone, blaming everything but themselves. But you're at a crossroads right now. This moment is where you decide if you're just another guy who watches and does nothing, or if you're one of the few who actually steps up. You've just been handed the truth. You've seen how weak mindsets keep men trapped. You understand what separates those who attract from those who chase. You have everything you need to flip the script. But none of it matters if you don't take action. The world isn't waiting for you. No one is coming to save you. Women won't magically appear in your life just because you deserve it. If you want to stand out, if you want to be the kind of man who commands respect instead of begging for attention, you have to start moving like one, now. And that's what separates this channel from the rest. This isn't entertainment. This isn't feel-good motivation. This is man-to-man code, a place for men who refuse to be weak, who refuse to settle, who refuse to be like the majority. So here's the challenge. Prove it. Most men will click away and do nothing. The strong ones will take action. The ones who are ready to level up, they'll subscribe. They'll apply what they just learned. And they'll never look back. Which one are you?